Hey, nerds, and welcome to The Gutter. My name is Steven, the host of the Gutter Nerds podcast. This is the first live podcast we've had in like a month because we had, after the last podcast we had the game night, and then we had the pre-recorded session, or vice versa, and then we had a week off for Labor Day. So now we're here again. It's good to see you. Joining me today at the end of the couch is our producer, Nerdez. And here, sitting in between, is Raven One Lead.
That's me.
We may also refer to him as Daniel. How you guys doing?
Swell.
Good.
What have you been playing, Sarah?
Paladins. I've been playing my emoji character.
And you mentioned right before we went video live that this is the first free game you've spent like money on?
Real American dollars. Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well,
What was it on?
okay, so we were playing Paladins, and then somebody said, oh man, there's this character that's a two-headed dragon, and the character on the dragon is a rabbit. And I was just like, my God, there's never been anything. This is me in a game. And I just felt like I needed to have it in my life immediately. So by that point, I knew there was a week until the next stream for Paladins. And so I was like, by the next stream, I will have Moji as my character. But I didn't have enough coins, and so I don't think I would play it outside of streaming a lot. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to calculate to see how many American dollars I would have to spend. And it was like $8, and I was just like, oh, this is happening. So I bought it. Mind you,
because for the time that we would be playing Paladins, you could play your character the whole time, because we were only planning on playing it for a few weeks.
Yeah. But I ended up loving the character so much, and just loving Paladin so much, that it was kind of funny because literally like 2 days later, I played it so much I had enough coins to buy that and more for free.
But yeah, if you hadn't got him though, you may not have been as excited about the game, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. But I've been playing a lot of Paladins, and I'm always hitting up Sims every once in a while, or a lot.
We'll be talking about that today.
Yes, I will. And let's see, what else? PUBG still on occasion.
Actually, PUBG just went version 1, and there's a new map for Xbox. It's been released, it was in pre-release for a while. It was been released on PC for a while. Xbox got their 1.0 release. It's out of preview, and it has a new map, so we could always give the new map a shot at some point.
Nope, Paladins. You're gonna have to find another night.
Another PUBG. We'll slide in some PUBG at some point. I do want to know what the new map looks like. But
you can slide in some PUBG on Mondays
instead of the podcast.
Yep. Or Thursdays.
Yeah.
But Wednesdays is Paladins.
Yeah, we could do it on Thursdays when Mike inevitably leaves early.
True.
What about you, Daniel? What have you been playing?
Well, Goddess and I actually tried playing Paladins on PC.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we just got super unlucky, but we attempted to load into 3 separate matches.
Right.
2 were going to be 5-on-5.
Huh.
The first 2 failed to load for some reason.
Okay.
Just didn't. Like, clicked on the thing, joined the match, whatever. It was like, found a match, joining ya. Nah, just kidding, you're back at the menu. And we're like, okay. And so then we decided, oh, hey, we found the creator mode thing where you can create your own match.
Yeah, private match.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool. We'll just do one-on-one so that we can like figure out the game. Mm-hmm. So I started the match and she joined and we were in it for all of maybe 5 seconds, and then she was like, oh, I'm back at the main screen. I was like, what? Your character's right there shooting at me. Quit shooting at me. She's like, that's not me. I'm not shooting at you.
Oh, she got
so she got booted. So like, we haven't tried since then. I don't want to say that Paladins is a very poorly...
It's possible it's because you're playing PC Mustard Face.
On PC.
It could be that this is the one case where the
PC servers
are the PCMR.
The one case. Let's have a podcast about that.
Sure. Yes, that actually would be fun. It could be Calvin and I representing the PC Master Race.
PC Mustard Face.
And then everybody else with their peasantness.
Back as AC, we did do Console Wars episode.
And I'm going to get you for Christmas something to do with the Xbox.
Like an Xbox hat.
Like, I'm gonna get you a full Xbox suit.
Dreadlock says, I killed you.
Yes.
Her bot killed you?
Her
Or her actual player character killed you when she
her
got back
player character was
Thank you,
not in the
Texas.
game long enough to even see me. Like, it booted her almost immediately.
Oh, okay.
So yes, her bot killed me, I think, 3 times.
in? Okay.
Oh gosh.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
So I have been playing a little bit of Mafia 3 DLC. I was playing Banjo-Kazooie this last weekend. And
Banjo-Kazooie.
both of those games I was at I got to the end of and had like 15, 30 minutes left in stream and then got really frustrated because I couldn't finish it even though I had to go. And so this last Saturday, remember I was complaining about, I was like, this Saturday I'm just doing that final thing, so I don't know what to do for the rest of it and I wish I'd planned better and all that stuff. I spent 4 hours trying to beat the final boss.
You spent the entire time and still
didn't fucking do it.
Wow.
So I will finish Banjo-Kazooie on Saturday morning.
I don't think you will.
I think I will.
No, he won't.
But plan B is Paladins.
And then
In lieu of Mike's birthday. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Mike. I love you. I'll be there at your birthday.
We're going. What else? I was doing something else. I guess those are the 2 main games I've been playing. I've been looking at Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I have it's gotten really great reviews, but I have the feeling that it's probably not very long, and so reviews or no, I'm betting that I could probably wait a couple of months and get it for $39 or something like that, and be more worth my time. And
does it have like a big open world like the best
like
Spider-Man
2.
game? Okay.
Yeah.
Check this. I don't put Steven down with his games, but you should seriously have heard him talking about how it was only going to take 30 minutes or less for him to beat this boss. Like, he was going on and on, so it's just really funny. I had to give him a hard time that it took him over 4 hours and he still didn't beat it, because he was all like, it's only going to take me 30 minutes.
Also, speaking of trash talk, Sarah played her first ever her first ever fantasy football.
Jeez.
Yes.
I want to say Final Fantasy Football. Sarah played her first ever fantasy football game this weekend and played me in our Noodle League. And while we were watching football, she wasn't trash talking me, and so that was her version of trash talking, was she was beating me without trash talking me, and it was driving me crazy. So
yeah, because you wanted me to trash talk you back, so I was like, I'm not going to give you what you want.
So then later, we're on our way to Noodles in the car, and it was now done. Like, okay, you have more players than I do, and it's impossible for your 2 players to make 0 while mine makes 60.
Yeah.
So it's just not going to happen. So I was like, I'm officially conceding, like, congratulations. And I go to shake her hand. She takes my hand and then flips like this while I was driving. And I was like, I'm going to take us right. But yeah, she got her dig in. It was good.
Well done.
It's
Well
like
played.
we were literally chatting, and I'm just like, Toodaloo, motherfucker. Like, as my team passes you by.
I said that we finished it. Yes. So Enter the Gungeon, Sam and I have been playing for like a year now.
Are you serious?
And yeah, it's a roguelike, and so you start over every time you die.
Oh.
And it's randomized. You sort of get a feel for what comes, but it's all randomized, the enemies and the layouts and everything. So it's Horde. It's fucking Horde.
Horde?
Yeah. It's Horde, and I can't finish it. We're going to finish it. We're going to get it.
I don't know what that word is.
Like a bunch of
Horde?
prostitutes?
It's Toof.
It's a lot of prostitutes.
It's Horde and it's Toof.
Together. Or
What is the horde of prostitutes called?
A toof?
A toof.
I don't know.
And we were beset upon by a toof of prostitutes.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
It just sounded like you were saying horse, so I didn't know what you were saying.
For the horde, yes, Trexas.
For the horde.
Wait, were you Horde? Or no, you were Pandaren. Pandaren was neither Alliance nor Horde, right?
Don't disgrace me by saying I wasn't Horde.
Oh, okay, right.
I'm 100% Horde.
I don't know what any of this means.
World of Warcraft, there's Alliance and there's Horde, and the people that choose a side are very animated about their choices. I heard all of this. So today we're going to talk about the appeal or unappeal of simulation games. So think about games that are simulations.
Unappeal.
It's unappeal. It's unappealing.
Right. An appeal?
The disappeal?
What's happening?
I mean, that sounds weird too.
Disappeal.
I feel like they're both
Disappeal
wrong.
sounds like you're peeling a banana or something. Like,
To dispeel the banana?
yeah.
To put the peel back on?
yeah.
Like a reverse
Just like
circumcision? So we're talking about simulation games.
Uh-huh.
Not stimulation, babe.
Not
God.
stimulation games. Calvin got very upset for a
Stimulation.
minute.
He
Calvin
did.
was like, hey,
Calvin
if you're
was
talking about
throwing a-
stimulation games, he wanted to be here for that. I told him I'd
Calvin
never
was
go.
throwing a tantrum if we were talking about
He had a conniption.
stimulation.
Right.
Is what he had.
Conniption fit.
Yes.
Sex simulation games is what we're talking about.
Yes, simulation games. So, when I say simulation games, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Either a title or a type or something like that.
So for me, it'd be
We're going to try and define what we're going to talk about here today.
a simulation game for me is less specific story driven
Uh-huh.
and more about the immersion.
Okay. Immersion is a key term and one that I think that we're going to come back to a lot because I think that's probably the key to the simulation games. I think Daniel might have just answered it.
I
In
win.
fact, we're probably done.
I win. Yeah.
Okay, well,
thanks.
see you
Thanks for
guys.
coming, you guys.
See you guys later.
And we're done.
Alrighty.
All right, have a good one, guys. No.
Bye. Oh. I was just gonna go paint some more. You know?
So, a simulation game is something that saps the fun out of a game, right?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
No.
You take, so let's say I'm driving a car in a game,
Okay.
right? And I press the right trigger and it goes.
Okay.
Or I have a game where I sit in a car, I have to press F to start the engine, I have to take the right stick and move it into place for the gear to reverse, and then gas to reverse, and then shift again, and make sure my windshield wipers are on, make sure I'm using my blinker, make sure I've got my seatbelt on, there's like a thing. So you take something fun, and you add so much minutia to it to make it unfun.
And that's the definition of what?
Simulation. This is me poking a little bit at the simulation game.
Oh, I know,
So-
but I'm trying to make you see how ridiculous you're sounding right now. Because that is so stupid.
Okay, tell me why. Someone tell me why.
Okay, so couple of things there. One, almost nobody buys into a simulation game. Like, buys into a simulation game, not like, hey dude, maybe try out this simulation game. Cool, I'll give it a shot, and it's not for me. Like, buys into it without buying into the simulation.
So most people that buy simulation games realize that, like, and that's the whole point, is that
So you're not
it's detail or
pressing F to start, and you're not moving the stick to go. What you're doing is you're sitting down in a car seat, and you are buckling in your 8-point harness. You are turning a key, which starts your car. You're grabbing a stick shift, which puts you into gear, and then you're pressing a gas pedal to go.
Right.
Because that is the simulation.
So something
Press F to pay your respect.
respect simulation. I'm running out of sex simulation games. Do you know any decent ones, Daniel?
Will. Dun, dun, dun.
Goddess can fill the chat with.
Guys, Dreadlock, you handle that one. So, I have seen like truck driver simulation, and like there's Euro truck driver because it's different trucking in Europe than it is trucking in America. And farming simulation. There's mechanic simulator.
There's a PC builder simulation game.
Yeah. There are cooking simulators. So I'm wondering, do you see a point to those kind of... So I get something like Elite Dangerous or Steel Battalion with all of its attention to detail and stuff, and the attention to detail and immersion and everything being cool. But those are fantastical things that you can't, like, go do?
Like yes.
Or is this the same Guitar Hero versus real guitar argument? Or debate? The PC building simulator was my idea, yells game guy.
So in my mind, there are three types of simulation games. Games like Elite Dangerous or what was the name?
Steel Battalion.
Steel Battalion, yeah. Or Steel Battalion, where it's a simulation of something that doesn't exist.
Okay.
There is the cooking simulation type games, which I honestly
Takes
do not...
like an everyday task and then recreates it in some way.
Yeah, like I do not know the audience for that. Apparently there is one because there's more than one cooking simulation game. But I honestly have no idea what the audience is. And then there's the, like, I guess trucker simulation would fall into this, but like the flight sim. Like X-Plane 11 or Microsoft Flight Simulation. Like it is literally a simulation.
Yeah.
Like my boss, who's a private pilot, just bought an 800. He was going to have me build him a computer, and
bought a fantastic.
Yeah,
computer.
and then bought an awesome computer and all of the gear because he's going to get back into flying, and it's so close to actually operating an airplane that he's using it to refresh his memory because it's actually cheaper to spend $800 on a computer and then $500 on equipment than to go and rent a plane every single time you deal with the weather and whatever to refresh yourself. So
interesting.
There are three different kinds of simulation games in my mind.
There's also a fourth one, and this is the life simulation. So something like House Flipper would probably be in the realm of like a trucking simulator, where it's sort of a real thing, but not really.
Yeah, things like the PC building simulation and House Flipper are kind of, I guess, on the edge.
Yeah.
I would put those in the same category for me personally as cooking simulator.
Okay. But the other one I was going to say was the life sim one. So like running the life of something like The Sims or Sim City, Sim Tower, that whole line of games. So first of all, in terms of like Sim Farm, or there's a Goat Simulator. We played Goat Simulator for a while.
I love Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator was
I kicked that up on occasion.
Dope. Yeah. Have you played Goat Simulator?
I have not.
Have you seen it?
I have never heard of Goat Simulator.
You're a goat.
I'm going to play this right after this podcast.
Who are you calling a goat?
You can... Tom Brady? I just said that to get under your skin.
I like Tom Brady, though. He's
as the greatest of all time.
This is not a football podcast.
It's a different thing. In Goat Simulator, you're a goat, and you can hit stuff with your head, kick it, or lick it.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's it?
That's it. You start around. There's not
so
really a point.
So you can pet the fish or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, I guess there's collectibles, and there's different mods and stuff you can get, but it's really most about, like, walk around kicking people.
That's, okay.
Yeah. We played it for like 8 hours.
Yep. I did.
So Sarah, you've played a series of sim games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which sim games have you played?
I've played the first Sims, Sims 3, Sims 4, Sims Katy Perry, Sims Cats and Dogs, Sims City Life.
You had a face. What was the face?
Sims Katy Perry?
Yeah.
What's
Is that where you simulate being Katy Perry?
No. So in Sims Katy Perry, you basically have the option to wear like Katy Perry-esque outfits, or there's like furniture that maybe looks like candy or something like that. You know, like her stereotypical outfit that has like the cones on her boobs that shoot whipped cream. There's like an outfit like that.
Is that an actual outfit in real life?
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
And where did we get it? Ask Goddess. You know
I buy that.
I need that in my life since Game Guy. Game Guy shows up to PAX next year.
Wearing it.
All right, guys, line up.
Yeah.
You're not simulating the life of Katy Perry.
No.
There's a Katy Perry themed.
Yeah, well,
Sims
there's
game.
outfits that like you can, I guess, are like sort of like Katy Perry, but you're not like living her sim life situation.
Gotcha.
And Dreadlock got his cheers for. Thank you. It says, "I love Sarah."
Yay!
You're our golden cheer for the week so far, Dreadlock Goddess. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but and then I really liked the Sims Cats and Dogs as well because I really like cats and dogs.
Sure.
But there's one coming out. I think it might already be out. The Seasons one, and I really want to play that.
Oh, the expansion for Sims 4.
Yeah.
So you've been playing Sims 4 a lot lately.
Yes.
Out of all of those games, which one was your favorite?
The Katy Perry one for like the outfits and just the kind of whimsicalness of that setup. But as far as like graphics and stuff, which it may simply be that it was made recent instead of like Katy Perry was made like quite a few years ago. The one for the Xbox, The Sims 4 that I'm actually playing is like really crisp, and I love the graphics on that one.
It did take a while to get used to the controller.
Yeah.
Though, right? I mean, Sims is obviously... Most simulation games probably, like, are almost certainly best played on PC.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a setup to do PC really with it.
With a mouse and keyboard, at the very least.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love simulation games. Like, I really... Like, if I had a computer that I could easily play... like PC games on, like I would definitely play House Flipper.
Yeah.
I think that one sounds really awesome to me.
Yeah.
Another aspect of why I like The Sims is because
yeah, and that's what I want to know. Why do you like these games? You touched on it earlier, but why do you like The Sims so much? Because to me, watching you play is very tedious. Like you're micromanaging a lot of little things going on at the same time. You have an entire town of people, and you go from like house to house, and you actually tend to sort of spend a day on a specific family. Like in a set gaming session, you focus on one family, right? Or do you go to multiples?
Well, I like the reason why I like The Sims is because, first of all, I went to school to kind of do interior design stuff in the beginning, and so I really love interior designing, and so I loved it being able to like architecturally design my own homes.
Okay, so most of the appeal for Sims for you isn't even necessarily, although you have fun having them go to the bathroom and go to work and have kids and do all that stuff, but a big part of it to you is toying with the inside of the house and making rooms and building things and decorating and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like to see like what crazy designs I can come up with in the house, of like different mansions and whatnot. But I also just find it kind of calming or peaceful just to kind of like run a little sim life, you know?
So it's it's relaxing to you.
Yeah.
You can sort of
Cathartic. Even
Zen. Sort of the way that I guess people take care of aquariums or something like that.
Yeah.
Or paint minis, you know, like it's really tedious and specific work, but you can kind of block everything out and just focus on that. That's my pokering, is if I sit at a table for 8 hours, like when I'm done, I feel completely rested and refreshed. Like that's my like reset. Would you play something like The Sims?
Probably not.
Why? What shuts you off about that?
So unless
Kim Guy has fun going to the bathroom. We have fun listening about you going to the bathroom.
I don't have fun. It's so, what happens to you in the bathroom is so like
slapsticky,
out of the realm of possibility for me.
It's like
that's just shocking.
It's like a goddamn Farrelly Brothers film. Like it's just. Oh, anyway.
So like, unless you are, which is gonna sound maybe weird coming from me, but unless you are immersing yourself as God. Like I don't.
So if it's a god, so like black and white, or like a world builder where you're like having tornadoes happen and you're like, well, there's no immersion for you in Sims.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You, when you immerse yourself in a simulator game, are role playing.
Even with just myself.
Yeah. So your preferred simulation game, you talk about it all the time, is Elite Dangerous.
Yes.
You would call that a simulation game?
I would, because it's bad at being any other kind of game. So, and this is actually was funny when you said that most simulation games are probably better with mouse and keyboard. I once accidentally, so to your, the minutia of details and stuff, you request to depart a space station, and then you have a set time to do it, or they blow you the fuck up.
Right.
Wow.
And it is like when you're inside the space station, they say over the loudspeaker all the time, loitering is a crime and punishable by death.
Yeah.
Like, be sure to clear the pad when you're like, it's...
It's like us when we have a party. like after the third hour. We're like, y'all can get the fuck out, or we're gonna kill you.
So
Basically.
I actually, before I went through this, this is bad piloting. I didn't do any of my pre-flight checks to make sure everything worked.
Yeah.
And I had just gotten done rewiring my PC for like the 27th time, and forgot to plug in my throttle and
You have
stick.
a flight stick. And,
Yes.
Okay.
And so I had to take off and get out of the station before they blew me up.
But you had it was like you had gotten in a new ship.
Yes.
And you're like, hey, can I leave? And like, yes, you have 120 seconds to leave. So you need to clear it because other people are coming in, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Like, cool. Fuck, I don't know any of these controls.
Don't know what I'm doing. So I had to take off with mouse and keyboard and navigate out of the turning hole of the space station in a ship the size of an aircraft carrier. Ish. I think the one I was in is a little bit bigger. And figured that out.
And that is something that a lot of simulation games have is consequence, because most simulation games you don't just save and reload, or like blah, blew up, reload, let's try that again. You know, in The Sims, if you know someone gets sick and barfs, you're not like, oh well, I'll just rewind and make sure that, you know what I mean? Like you're just like, oh, I have to. It's always moving forward.
Yeah.
This is
There have been times I have not saved because I've accidentally had one die that I didn't want to die.
Oh, okay.
So I've not saved and like.
You've just restarted the
and then
session
avoid
later.
That situation.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
So did you made it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So made it out. Did a bunch of
that was fun
scraping
for you.
and stuff. It was fun and terrifying.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. And then when I got out okay, then the terror that just happened became fun.
So yeah, if you hadn't made it out, you would have just been upset that you
yes.
fucked yourself on the controls.
Yes. But so that leads me to like the simulation games like planes, spacecraft, I'm sure cars. They would be near impossible mouse and keyboard, and there are people that do it. But
Yeah, but you would need with vehicle simulators. It's probably best played with an apparatus akin to what you're trying to play with.
at the very least,
Steering wheel or a controller.
a controller.
Okay. Game Guy basically said it's not my fault. You only check chat every 10 minutes.
That
Or his fault.
oh
Because you said he got you killed. He
Right.
said it's not his fault. You only check chat when you're in combat.
well, that's not. We were having a nice conversation.
Aww.
I thought we had a moment.
So what is your favorite simulation game? Would be Elite Dangerous. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I'm looking into getting into X-Plane 11. Also, the one that my boss is doing, because sometime in the near future, I'm probably going to take the professional pilot
Okay,
path
cool.
of
Yeah,
career.
Very cool.
that's exciting.
And from my pilot friends that have played it, they're like, no, yeah, it's actually a pretty useful tool to practice
Nice.
flying without having to pay for like flight time and stuff. So right now, Elite Dangerous is my favorite. X-Plane 11 is a little bit different because it is a simulator.
Yeah.
Elite Dangerous has a world and an overarching story and
Oh my God, we're getting rated by Hey Callie K. Hello, Callie K.
look at that.
And hello,
Callie.
Raiders. We rarely get rated during a podcast, so this is like a whole new territory.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
If you're brand
Scared.
new, this is The Gutter. My name is Steve-O. I run the channel. This is our guest, Raven One Lead. This is Daniel. And this is the producer of the podcast, Sarah. We call her Nerdez. And today, we're talking about simulation games. So, yes. Oh, Strife actually has a good point. A racing game, in terms of piloting, games require an analog input rather than digital.
Yes.
And that's very important. So you want to bank softly or turn gradually, that kind of thing. So a controller will allow that.
Yeah.
A mouse will allow that, but only
Yeah.
one aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Aw,
and
thank you,
a mouse
Kenny.
and a mouse can be weird because like obviously you can only turn so much before you have to pick up and reset and then continue the turn.
And you said your favorite simulation game is like The Sims 4 or...
Yes, but I do like and / really interested in some of the other games that you were mentioning, such as like I think you had said Guitar Hero fell in that realm.
I think I would call Rock Band a simulation game, I think.
Rock Band or Guitar Hero, both?
Yeah.
Both, yeah. I think I would call those simulation games.
Okay, because I play Expert on Guitar Hero, and I was super obsessed with it for a really long time.
And
so...
Again, not everything translates, but I will say that Pro Expert drums in Rock Band is pretty much just playing the drums. If you can do that, that's at least a good base of like, oh, yeah, you could probably learn drums now.
Yeah, and I'm sure the same is in Rock Band. The scene is the same when you're
when it has your voice. Yeah, everyone is looking beautiful. Thank you, Buff Pup. We appreciate that.
I like that name, Buff Pup.
Buff Pup's a good name.
That's cute.
So what's a simulation that does not that is like that you'd be like, I don't want to do that. So for me, flight simulation I would try. I don't know that I would enjoy
any
it.
simulation.
Mech simulations. Like Steel Battalion, I thought was fucking awesome. Driving simulation. If I'm going to play a racing game, I want it to be arcade and not simulation.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Is there something that you guys would like? I would rather do the sort of arcadey fun version of this, be it flying a jet or driving a truck or racing a car or whatever, that the simulation aspect sounds awful.
No, for me the simulators that are like clear cut and dry simulators, specifically like vehicle style, like I'd be all about.
You'd be all about you want to learn how to drive a truck. You want to do the actual race car thing.
But that, so I'm obsessed with learning new skills.
Yeah.
And so if I can do a simulator game that can teach me a new skill, I do not feel that a cooking simulator game is going to teach me how to cook.
So a cooking simulator sounds not good to you.
The PC building simulator game is not going to show you how to build a PC.
It's not?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think I'm kind of in the same boat a little bit as Daniel. Like to me, if there was like a baking simulator, I don't think that I would be really interested in that.
You think it would be just like a watered down version of like something you know a whole lot about already?
Yeah, like that doesn't sound fun to me. And
so you wouldn't want to play Boat Scraper 2018?
Yeah, probably not.
And then like a cooking simulator, I guess it just really depends. But that doesn't sound the most intriguing to me at the moment.
Yeah. Dude Drive Like Honest says, but you don't know how to cook anyways. The guy says that he's played it and it does teach you new stuff. I think he's talking about PC Builder Simulator.
It might teach. Oh, okay.
I think he said that PC Builder game can teach you how to
okay,
build.
like sort of. So I mean,
in the way Rock Band Drums Pro teaches you how to play drums.
Sort of. If you know nothing about building computers and you play the PC
Toaster.
Builder, like you will know more about building a PC than you did before.
Yeah.
But that's kind of because building a PC right now is like Legos for adults.
Welcome to the F You Dano You're Wrong podcast.
Yeah.
We need to switch it more to Steve-O being wrong. This is our guest. We have to be nice to him.
Well, Calvin's not here. Somebody's got to be wrong.
That's true.
Calvin, you're wrong. Now that you brought up Calvin, just to fun
Also, Calvin, you're wrong. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
So you were saying like a baking simulator, something that you probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Is there anything about like The Sims that you would add, like stuff that could be more simulation-y?
Well,
or something you wish you could do?
I don't know about that, but like I do wish that, like, for instance, like the Seasons one was going to be available on Xbox more.
Yeah.
Like I wish that
you
all
did
of
just
them...
get the cats and dogs added.
I don't have cats and dogs yet.
But it did release.
Yeah, I did release, and I have like the vintage glam stuff and like patio one and city life on there. But I do wish that they were more
what's the difference?
on Xbox sooner.
You're a baker and you wouldn't want to play a baking simulator, but you love raising animals. So why do you want to virtually raise animals as well? Does that not sound like a watered down, like less fun experience?
No,
or is it because you want 1,000 animals?
It's because I want 1,000 animals and you won't let me have them. So I need a simulation to be able to get that fix that I wish I had in real life. Like, I want more than anything, for everyone out there, if you don't know this about me, I want like a little herd of pugs or Frenchies or all of them, like just running around in my backyard. Like, that's my dream situation.
So if there was a pug herd simulator 2018, you would buy that?
100%.
Okay. What if it was $60?
I would spend probably $300 American dollars to get that game.
The little glove, the haptic gloves that you feels like you're petting them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I would definitely do that.
So let's come up with a simulation game that you want that doesn't exist. Something that you very much would be like. It's like Elite Dangerous, I think, is pretty cool. A lot of people probably would want to learn how to be a space pilot.
Yeah.
Or a space fighter. That's pretty cool. How would you feel, Daniel, about a Sims game that you wouldn't normally like, but it was Sim Death Star?
That sounds
So you
awesome.
create your Imperial or your Rebel base, you fine-tune different aspects, decide where to spend money, make sure morale's good,
Right,
doing that kind of thing.
And there is this entire time I've been trying to remember the name of it, but there is a game that a buddy of mine from the Air Force used to play all the time, or actually still plays. I see a little thing pop up on Steam every time I log into Elite Dangerous. Jeff is playing the name of the game, and it is basically, I think it's like medievalish time, and you like can build.
Was it like Civilization?
Yes,
Is it
Civilization.
like Civ 6 or
Yes.
something?
Yeah, one of those. I think.
Civ 5,
I
Civ
can't
3,
remember which one it is,
Yeah,
but
the millions. Was it?
Yeah.
Don't tell her about Slime Rancher. You have played some Slime Rancher.
Love me some Slime Rancher. I'm aware of Slime Rancher.
Right.
So one of my weaknesses though is something that is bad about or in the style of something that I am a fan of. I will
Okay.
enjoy doing. So I have zero. It's how I liked Superman Returns.
Okay.
I love Superman,
And
so
this is
a bad movie about Superman I enjoyed.
okay.
So the very little that I've ever played Sims, which is almost none because I
Not your
tried
style.
and did not. Yeah, was not
You
my
did
thing.
try.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember which one because it was a long time ago. So one of the, I don't remember when it came out. I'm going to say one of the first ones. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it was tedious and boring.
Yeah.
And I did not care about any of them. But if it was Sim Star Wars or Star Wars Sims, then I would probably quit my job to do it.
Right. Yeah.
100%.
And that was I was thinking of what I think I would like is lightsaber builder sim, like PC builder sim, but you take all the things and you have to construct it yourself. And I think I would buy that game. Like test out different lightsabers, and then once you put it together, maybe like a wielding element.
Nice.
Yeah, if there wasn't something like that, I feel like after you've done it a couple of times, if there
You pretty much got it.
like that's it. If there isn't a, and now give your lightsaber to this character to like even a very quick like sort of mission, like you run through a 20-minute mission.
Yeah.
And it's the same 20-minute mission every single time you build a lightsaber or something. Like, if it's just build a lightsaber, here's how it looks, or oh, that didn't work because you suck.
Yeah.
Like that does not sound.
Doesn't sound appealing.
Yeah.
How do we end up with the Gutter Nerds? And I heard Slime Rancher and got excited. Hello, Dotus. Welcome back, Dotus. We're talking about simulation games, and we're trying to create a simulation game that you would want, that doesn't exist. So think about, farming simulator, truck simulator, even like Elite Dangerous.
That's very true, Toaster.
Something that doesn't, tree cutting, farming, house renovating, changing out parts on a PC. Yeah, so the house renovation one, the house flipper one, is one that you've been really wanting to play.
Yes.
Is there a simulation game that you can think of that you would love to do? Like something you've always either want to do in life, like, I guess Pug Herding Simulator, 2018 we came up with. What about, what's something... Do you like to ski?
No.
What about Shark Hunting Simulator?
No.
I'm trying to think of something. It'd probably be pet related.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe like a vet simulator.
I was about to say vet simulator.
Okay.
We have to figure out what's wrong with the animal, or like.
Oh,
something like
that's
that.
good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
I would do that for sure.
And then like you have to operate on them, and then it turns into that.
Do y'all remember? Maybe you don't, but like at least when I was little, there was like this board game called Pet Shop. Like, there was like a turtle one and like a little cat and like all these different little things, and you had to. It was almost like Candyland, but with pets, and you would land on different things, and it would tell you like different things you had to like take care of your cat or turtle with or whatever. Or you would like get a cage for a turtle, and it was also you could like get different animals. Like, I basically played that my entire childhood. Like, I'm pretty sure my parents have memorized that entire fucking board, and to this day could tell you all the cards on that game because like how much I made them play it.
I like Dotus's suggestion: farming simulator, but you can date the vegetables you grow.
You can date them.
Farming/dating simulator. That's pretty cool. Wait, isn't that Stardew Valley? Or is that something else? Does it have to be a simulator? These suggestions deviating from the core concept. I mean, in a way, we had a somewhat broad description of simulator games.
Yeah.
For anything from like we said, Truck Simulator to Elite Dangerous to The Sims. All having aspects of a simulator game. Vet Simulator does sound like a great suggestion. Oni-sama, hey Oni, good to see you again. I would love a barista one or a bartending one. Back in the day, there were a lot of flash games that should have been done really recently. That's true. Mixing drink simulator that you could learn. I could learn some stuff from a mixed drink simulator.
Yeah, I guess.
That sound mundane to you?
Yeah. Well, and because the thing is, like, with something like mixing drinks or cooking or baking, you don't know that you did it right.
True.
You know whether or not you got a good score, but if you can't taste it...
We could do a podcast where you do the cooking simulator game, and then you make it come to life.
And then you try to do it.
And you do it in real
That
life.
actually would be pretty cool.
Yeah. And I'm sort of interested in like Spore, which is not entirely a simulation game, but has that aspect of like you start with like a single cell and then develop and evolve and so on over time. Which is basically, I guess,
Game
a
Guy
God
would be
simulator game.
amazing at that.
Put me in, coach, says Game Guy. Get that Cooking Mama shit going. And Space Toaster said he really likes the idea of a simulation game that's like a chore to play, like the barista one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as it goes on, becomes something else, like
That's
a mafia
cool. Yeah.
subplot or something like that.
That'd be cool.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
So
Is there a job or a profession? Or what were you going to say?
Oh, I feel like if you try hard enough, anything's a simulator game.
Right.
You know, like GTA 5 is a thug simulator game.
Sure.
You know,
If you want to stretch the
like
definition.
It kind of is like
people
Sims.
call it murder simulator, but that's not really accurate. It's more like murder arcade.
yeah, sure, sure.
Actually, GTA is a really good. It's kind of like Sims, but not. Like you're controlling.
yeah.
You're controlling their life. You're controlling what heist you go on. You're still making your characters. You pick what house you want to buy.
Right, which is why, like, I think that. So for me, when I saw the topic for tonight, The Sims, even though it's named Sims, which I assume is short for simulator, now. Maybe not.
Well, so it came from SimCity was the original one, and it's all part of that line.
A simulation
so the
city,
Sims
right?
Are the yeah.
Yeah. So, it never once occurred to me that was a simulator game.
Okay.
Like simulators, to me, like even Elite Dangerous, I feel like before this conversation was a borderline simulator game because it didn't actually simulate, like you can't simulate something that doesn't exist.
Okay.
So it,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like simulator games are like Microsoft Flight Sim, or the truck driving sim, racing sim. Like those are simulator games.
I did watch one. There was one that I watched real late at night because during my shift change, like now I'm up overnight basically. And so I watched someone in Europe play, it's a train engineer sim where you're driving trains. And I was like, like I chose it because it's something that popped up in Twitch. And I was like, that's new. Let's check that out. And I was like, oh my God, hundreds of people are watching him. This is so boring. He wasn't boring, obviously, but like that was something that totally I didn't get. But something that I think either has a fantastical element to it or would be like a profession that maybe I'd want to do in real life that just don't have like the background for. It would be something that appealed to me. Train simulator, but there's a murder on the Orient Express. That's good. I'm not playing it if I can't kill something, Sister Lagos. The alternate hidden subplots of games you could hide under the covers of a boring and repetitive simulator style game. I'm trying to think. I feel like I had a game on the tip of my tongue that sort of did that, and I can't remember what it was. It's fine. So yeah, any last like simulator games that you think that don't exist that you would love to do?
I don't think so.
I can't really.
I mean, Hitman is not. It's the arcade version of it, but I think like Assassin Simulator.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Would be really fun. I mean, we were just talking about GTA, like, and obviously, Murder Simulator probably would be met with some skepticism if it was extremely accurate.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's interesting to me, but also I think this world does not need a murder
this world doesn't need that game. That's probably true.
I don't think this world needs that game.
And a lot of these simulators, that we are making up, I feel might have an actual home in VR, but not so much elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because like Assassin Simulator, if you're playing that mouse and keyboard or with a stick, a controller, like you're not
simulating anything that's going on.
Yeah.
So I guess Hitman in VR would be
closer to an actual
to that.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to sound like dark or like something wrong with me. Like I really want to kill people. I just really like.
Oh no, we have your therapist actually listening in on this.
Your therapist told me.
Like Hitman lore, and like I love John Wick, and like the game's Hitman. Like I love the murder puzzle genre.
Why don't you say John Wick Simulator than Murder?
John Wick Simulator
or Assassination.
Actually, I would want that. If Keanu Reeves had Keanu Sim 2018, I'd probably buy that. I would want to know what he does like in his day to day. Gets on the subway. He doesn't have a car. He rides with everybody else. Goes to Whole Foods. Gets a bagel. Someone waves you, like you wave back, like you move the mouse and you wave the hand, like, oh, hey, Keanu, and you're like, hey. I think I'd want to be Keanu.
Oh, Lord.
In game.
Well, I mean, he is your best friend, basically.
Who's Sam or Mike?
Mike. What do you mean, Sam? You're talking about John Wick. Sam doesn't look like John Wick.
Mike looks like John Wick, but...
100%. Mike is John Wick.
Friend,
oh.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, Mike's my best friend.
Oh, okay.
So Daniel's best friends with John Wick.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you're just coming off like an asshole. So.
Very well.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Pet Rock dating sim been done yet? Probably. Ooh, no, I don't think Pet Rock has. There's the pigeon dating game.
I have no idea.
I want a completely different style of game, completely hidden behind the covers. I like that idea, Captain Space Toaster. Self-defense simulator, clown simulator, blow up balloons, prepare inflatables.
That would scare me.
Prepare cakes and treats. No, but you're the clown. You're not interacting. You are the clown.
No, that's worse.
Right.
That's worse?
I don't want to be a clown.
Because they have to deal with kids?
No, I just really hate clowns.
Oh, okay.
They scare me.
Mike looks like a porn star, let's be honest. Ooh, Porn Sim 2018.
She said yes, Kim Guy.
Where you are a porn producer. and you have to produce.
There was a Sims style game called Playboy Mansion that came out for the PS2 and the original Xbox, and you were like Hugh Hefner and like doing the Sims stuff, day to day things.
So you're saying is my idea is an original and I'm stupid?
Not terribly. Not terribly.
Shut up.
Kind of already existed. Okay, so guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and for the raid, Callie. If you guys have more sim ideas, hit us up. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a comment below. Some simulator or sim game that you'd want to play. Blowing kisses at Cops Simulator actually exists. Oh,
Nice.
That
oh my god,
is hilarious.
I think I would like that.
Honey Pop is kind of a porn sim. Captain Space Toaster, is that what you're saying? So one of the last things we do before we go is we go to the can. It's the Gutter Nerds fan can. If you guys want to add a question to this, it's basically just ask us anything, just random funny stuff. You can redeem Nerd Cred, which you can do on your screen right now if you're watching us live on Twitch. If you're not, and you just want to tweet us at Gutter Nerds using the hashtag FanCan.
Here.
It's like right about there. Yeah. It's right about where Daniel's hand is. Basically where Sarah is. So I'm going to have Sarah pull a question. You can pull anyone you want. And then we'll have Daniel pull a question. We'll do 2 tonight.
I'm going to go to the bottom.
It's your chance. This is sort of our Whose Line Is It Anyway moment. So it's your chance to make up something and react either in earnest or in goof. Either one is fine. What's to say, Sarah? Is it legible? Is my writing bad?
I don't know what this one word is.
I'm going to use Lifeline.
Chiller. What is this? See? What is that? Page? Maybe it's supposed to be page, but it's a backwards G.
Yes, page.
Okay, the G is backwards.
Oh, okay.
If we share your page X amount of times, will Calvin put Chuck's toe in his mouth?
Interesting. Okay, so some sort of challenge. Chuck used to be on the podcast, not anymore, so we'd have to do it with a different person. Would you allow your toe to go into Calvin's mouth? Okay. Then, tell you what, if you guys share our page one time, then we
Alright, but you gotta film that somewhere that's not in my house.
We'll have to go on location.
Go
Cal,
off location.
I don't know where you are, man, but we're gonna need you to
Your
open
mouth.
up. We're gonna need you.
Oh.
Need you for a minute.
Oh, dreadlocks it on it. Oh Lord. Bamboozle alert. Oh gosh. Let's do this every month, Game Guy. Well, hopefully you have better luck than mine.
Every month, whoever shares it the most times in a month can put their toe in Calvin's mouth. How's that sound? Is that better?
No.
Make it.
I don't like the thought of anybody's toes.
You don't like the
in
toes?
people's mouth.
What if it's hair? Like you can put a clump of your hair in his mouth.
I don't know. I don't want anything in Calvin's mouth.
No, nothing.
No.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to think.
The toe is just like, you know how many germs you pick up when you're walking? Like, I don't know.
Sounds a little rough.
Socked and covered and footed and.
It probably better your toe than your hands if we're being honest.
Yeah, actually.
Well,
Your hands touch like everything. Like everything.
But I also don't want fingers in my mouth.
Stress to be careful. This could become a Cal Kink show stream. That's pretty much what happens when he's here.
Yeah.
That's true. It's true.
Seems like tweet all fist Calvin. Oh god. I'm 99% sure you can't show feet on Twitch. You'll get extra banned. Actually, we did have someone once a long time ago because we actually had a pretty wide shot camera.
We're talking about June.
Yeah, and Chuck was notorious for wearing sandals, which he would kick off during the show, and then put his foot up on his knee or something like that, and so we were definitely asked at one point, like, you guys need to stop putting your feet up on stream, and we're like, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean,
But
I'm barefoot right now,
We are
so
same here.
I don't think it matters.
So we're no longer a foot fetish podcast, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. Next question. What's our final question tonight?
What's your ideal form of punishment for dying? In video games, not asking if you want to go to purgatory or anything.
Okay. Punishment for dying in games, which I'm a fan of. I think there should be punishment for dying in games. I get really frustrated with like Assassin's Creed where I'm like, that looks high level, but it doesn't matter. Tried it. Oh, well, restart.
Yeah.
And I'm back and there's no consequence. So, what's a good consequence for dying in a game? What would you like? You can feel free to take a moment. You're playing a game and you die. What do you think is a good punishment for dying that wants to keep you from doing that? From dying?
I would say kind of like what you said happens in Dungeon.
In Gungeon, where you have to start over?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Where you just, like, you go until you go, and when you die, you have to start over again. That is a good punishment. That's a fucking harsh punishment.
To my knowledge, this was not ever a foot fetish podcast. I think somebody took it weird. No names, but June.
Hey, Matt, Dirtface says toes probably been less gross places than fingers, so it's just new shoes all day. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's what we're saying. Yes, restarting from the beginning is a good one.
I mean, it vastly depends on the style of game you're playing.
Sure.
So, like, if you're playing a storyline game, though I think it should probably be an option of, like, hard mode versus I'm bad at video games mode.
Yeah, I want to play a game versus I want to watch a story.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like I'm all for that.
Yeah.
It would. This does technically exist in a game like Elite Dangerous, which is an MMORPG. Basically, if you die, you lose a large chunk of your assets.
Sure.
But depending on who you ask and whatever, like maybe it's not enough, maybe it's too much.
Sure.
If you die and don't have the assets to cover what you've died with, then you do basically start over.
Yeah.
Like you declare bankruptcy, you're back in the first ship they give you at the last station you're in with nothing, and you start over.
Captain Space Toaster is once again playing Contrarian. He likes things to subvert things, apparently. A game where dying advances the story or benefits you in some way.
Oh, interesting.
That's an interesting...
I like that.
I think the term on the paper was punishment.
Punishment, yeah.
But that is
cool, interesting.
Yeah, that's a cool thought. And dying... there are a couple of games where dying sort of advances the story, or like will give you a cutscene to sort of explain like how deaths work or something like that.
Yeah.
Conquer's Bad for a Day was funny, where like you meet death and he's like, you're a squirrel, so kind of like cats have 9 lives, you have as many lives as you think you can get away with.
Okay.
And like does the thing. To me, in a story-based game, setting you back in progress is like kind of annoying, but there does have to be a punishment. So in an open world game, that's pretty easy. In something like Dark Souls or even Elite Dangerous, you can take money or experience or whatever. In Final Fantasy 11, which is an MMO, you fucking de-leveled. When you die, you lose experience and you could de-level. So if you get to level 15 and you buy new gear, like, I'm 15 monk now, I'm going to get me the 15 gear, and you go out and you die a couple of times, it strips that shit off you when you go back to 14.
I mean, that's basically what happened in Ready Player One, right?
Yeah, when you die in Ready Player One, all the stuff you've accumulated drops.
Yeah.
So I actually liked that in that, because a lot of, especially, obviously this was a book, but in a lot of like movies based on games or movies about video games, you die in the game, you die in real life. And in Ready Player One, it wasn't that. It was you accumulate all the stuff over the course of your sort of MMO simulation
apparently, I was
game.
supposed to yell spoiler first.
And if you die in the game, you lose all your money and loot. So you really, really don't want to die, but you're not going to die in real life.
I didn't ruin the ending for you. I mean,
everybody dies.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh yeah, everybody dies in Ready Player One. By the way.
Everyone dies though.
One of the games I play, if you die, you become a ghost for the remainder of the round. Ghosts can look around and spin options. That's cool.
But ghosts don't talk.
But ghosts don't talk. That's true as well. In Resident Evil Outbreak, which was an online multiplayer Resident Evil game, sort of before online multiplayer games were like big. This is back on PS2. if you died, you became a zombie. And so if you're playing with other players, and you didn't have voice chat back then, I don't think. So we would tend to be in the same room anyway. But if you go through and like, okay, we need to find the key, or we need to sort of get these components to be able to get out of here. I go into a room and I'm attacked and I die. I become a zombie, and you don't look completely disheveled like a zombie does.
Okay.
You kind of look like you, but you sway a little bit and your eyes are dead. So you can get the jump on your friends and ruin their day as well.
That's kind of
more of a punishment for your friends if you die than you, but that's kind of a cool thing. I like that too. Guys, a couple of announcements. Next week, we're going to be talking about RPG and class alignment, and we're going to do that ourselves. Like, what is your alignment? Lawful, good, evil, neutral, blah, that stuff. And what your RPG class would be. Are you a rogue, a mage, a warrior, a paladin, whatever. So start thinking about what you are and what you would be in real life. Also, I want to let you know that starting on Wednesday, after our normal multiplayer Paladin stream, I am launching Sports Noodle. Since we have a fantasy football league for Noodles, we're going to do a little Sports Center style update of this week, what happened in the games. We'll talk a little bit about fantasy football stuff in general, and Ouija is going to help me with Ouija's Watch, a little 5-minute segment at the end where he's going to talk about players to keep an eye out for next week. This is something I've always wanted to do, and back when we had our league, I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But no one would have given a shit about our league. I think people probably still won't give a shit, but I think it's more likely that some noodles will care about other noodles.
Well, maybe. But probably not.
Nobody cares.
The people who game and also like football will care.
Yeah.
And the people who don't will not.
Will not.
And that will not have changed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But also, let me thank our guest, Daniel Totten here, for showing up.
Thanks.
Is Raven1. If you guys want to follow him, is twitch.tv/Raven1Lead. I suggest you follow him. If you want to do it right now, you can do that. You can type that little message in up at the top. Shoot him a little follow. He'll get a little message on his email right now that you followed him, and I'm sure we'll appreciate it. And we were talking about Elite Dangerous, so you can watch him play.
Yes, I play Elite Dangerous. I usually stream Elite Dangerous. We'll be streaming other things, but
would you stream your Sims playthroughs, or are those just your like personal like veg out time? Would that be ruin the fun for you?
I think that's my personal veg out time.
Yeah. What I thought.
They want a Twitch stream link.
Oh, yes, I can. Game Guy did it. Thank you,
Yes.
Game Guy. Good mod.
Yeah.
Game Guy's a good mod. Much appreciated.
as much as he hates me,
Yeah, you, Daniel, but I'll help you out. Stream.
I'll wait for how many people follow me.
Let's see how many happens. Waiting. Well,
Dang it.
while we're waiting,
You could.
my name is Steven.
Oh, are we going?
Yeah.
So you're not giving me my trophy?
Not until Game Night Season 2.
Ah, dang it! I thought it was tonight.
Yep.
Fine. All right. I'm Raven1. Daniel.
There it is.
We'll see you guys next time.